Now look, everybody just calm down. There's no need to be scared of tech news. You just have to stand up straight, look it right in the eyes.
And show it who's the alpha.
James isn't here.
You gotta show it who's the alpha.
Oh,
ah, no, wait, I'm not the alpha. After they were already leaked to the moon and back, Samsung finally took the wraps off their newest flagship phones, the Galaxy Note 10 and 10 Plus, starting at $949 and $1,099 respectively. Both phones are powered by the 7nm Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 rather than the Exynos 9825 that Samsung just announced. For some reason, maybe Qualcomm was like holding them hostage with patent lawsuits or something, I don't know. But here's the rundown. The Note Plus gets a few bonuses other than its slightly larger, nearly bezel-less 6.8-inch display, including 45-watt super fast charging over USB Type-C, 12-watt wireless charging, 12 gigs of RAM, and a slightly larger 4,300 mAh battery. Samsung apparently did go through with their stupid decision to remove the headphone jack, and I'm gonna get right back to crying about that after we finish filming. The camera has some interesting new AR features, including the ability to scan physical objects to create a 3D model, and AR Doodles, which is kind of like Google's Tilt Brush VR, but in a phone app. And the S Pen now has gyro sensors to go along with its wireless charging and stuff, so you can use motion controls with your camera remotely, in addition to just using the pen as a shutter button like we used to be able to do back in the old days. Samsung also talked about the Galaxy Watch Active 2, the Tab S6, and the Snapdragon 855 powered Windows 10 running Galaxy Book S. But frankly, those are all far less interesting, and I'm done talking about them now.
But Linus, there's
Nope, I'm done. Toshiba has unveiled a new form factor for NVMe SSDs called XFM Express. It's like radio, but not like radio at all. It's actually more like an SD card than it is like radio. But unlike a micro SD card, these new SSDs will not be hot swappable. Instead, they're gonna have a specialized mount with a metal cover, which can only be accessed by opening up the system that the card is installed in. So these XFM Express cards could theoretically have a bandwidth of up to 4 gigabytes per second, with the next gen units expected to reach 8 gigabytes per second. So that looks pretty cool. But seeing as Toshiba is rebranding their storage division to Kioxia this fall, they might want to take a second look at the name of the cards, because I look at it and I just see like XFM XFMX.
XFM.
Yeah, radio. Turns out, putting internet connectivity in every doohickey that we own, from lamps to baby toys, might not have been the best idea. Microsoft says that they have detected attacks on common Internet of Things devices, like printers and office phones, by hackers that are allegedly working for the Russian government. According to officials from the Microsoft Threat Intelligence Center, the hackers apparently are using these IoT devices as an initial point of ingress, from which they can attempt to gain further access to other devices on the network. Well, the joke's on them, because I've got all my stupid IoT devices segregated on their own network. And I'm just gonna disconnect it from the internet as soon as they break in there, and then they'll be stuck.
Oh, that's cruel.
They'll be stuck inside my IoT network.
It's like a Black Mirror.
Yeah, it's like a special hell of baby monitors and doorbells.
I just got the XM radio joke.
Now it's time for the Quark Barfs, brought to you by Thermal Grizzly Thermal Paste. We actually use their Cryonaut and Liquid Metal Conductonaut pastes here at the office quite often for our builds, because both of them help deliver optimal heat transfer for larger scale cooling systems and also small ones. So there's that. Some of the systems we build put out a ton of heat, so dissipating that heat is of critical importance. So if you're an overclocker or just a regular person, Thermal Grizzly is an excellent choice for your cooling needs. You can check out both their products at Amazon through the link below. Quark Bars? That sounds nasty.
Yeah, why'd you say that?
Intel has released a bunch of details about their 14nm Cooper Lake server processors, which will have models with up to, apparently, 56 cores. Now that was also true of its predecessor, Cascade Lake AP, but whereas those processors were soldered to the motherboard, Cooper Lake will be socketed and will even be able to accommodate future 10nm Ice Lake processors on its LGA 4198 socket when they launch it in 2020. I wish I could say that AMD was shaking in their epic boots, but they don't wear, I've never seen Dr. Sue wear boots.
Yeah.
And if she did wear boots, I'm sure they'd be made for walking. And that's just what they'd do. Watch out. SpaceX has gotten a lot of praise for landing and reusing their rockets. So another spaceflight company, Rocket Lab, is apparently gonna try their hand at it, albeit with a slightly different approach. As the startup's rocket re-enters the atmosphere, it will deploy a parachute, which will then be hooked by a helicopter that comes out to meet it. The chopper will then return with its little present, and yeah, that's a little jankier, but you know what? I say, whatever we gotta do to make our way to building a real Millennium Falcon,
Yeah.
you know? So stepping stones.
Couple years we'll be there.
Couple more years.
That's fine.
And oh wait, really? Another Spectre vulnerability
Just wait.
is not what you should say, because apparently Microsoft already patched it. 1 year ago, Bitdefender identified and reported a serious flaw in all Intel CPUs since 2012. And now that the flaw has been patched, they are announcing it to the public. So if your Windows PC got the July security update, you're protected. And the vulnerability is apparently unfeasible to exploit on other operating systems. Plus, you know, Macs don't get viruses, so.
Yeah, they're great.
Nintendo reportedly isn't stopping at the Switch Lite or the rumored Switch Pro. According to the Wall Street Journal, the company is planning even more Switch models down the road. I think they're gonna call them Switchbacks,
What?
because it's down the road. Don't worry about it. These future Switches may come with sharp IGZO displays featuring resolutions higher than 1080p, and we can only hope that they come with some exciting new code names as well, like Switch Heavy, Switch Extreme, the Mega Switch.
Switch 3000.
And in a games industry infected with mystery loot boxes, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft have announced in partnership with the ESA that they will now require games to disclose the probabilities of obtaining randomized items from such boxes. The rules are expected to be implemented in 2020, and Rocket League developer Psyonix, which is now owned by Epic Games, has gone one further, saying they will phase out mystery crates completely by the end of the year. See, Riley? There's hope. You love Rocket League.
What?
There's hope for the system.
I thought I was feeling fine.
Why did you want to burn the whole thing
I
down?
didn't want to do that. What the heck?
And it's time to burn down this episode of Techlinked because it's over. Buy a shirt, subscribe, come back on Friday so you don't miss any tech news. How else will you hear about your tech news? What, they have blogs?
Yeah, the internet. I mean,
Like written articles?
this is the best.
That still exists?
What are you doing? You're pulling an Anthony right now. Ah.
You mean where I like just have a nap?
Wait.
Hey,
Huh?